Welcome back to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel, and this is 30 Days of Preparedness 2024. And as you can see today, we're talking about water. Before we get to the water, I want to thank, of course, Big Valley Living for inviting us to the collaboration. We do a lot of prepping videos on the channel. We do a mix homesteading and prepping. We've been doing a lot of prepping lately, so you're seeing a lot of prepping videos lately. I think a lot of people are leaning into prepping a little bit more than usual, just with everything going on, right? So the sponsor of this collaboration is Avid Armor. Right, and they've done a giveaway. They've got a giveaway coming up, and they are offering a 10% discount to everyone watching the videos, to me, to you, to all of us, for this month, for the entire month, 10% off. There will be a live giveaway. His prizes at the end, 4:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday, September 30th, 2024, on Big Valley Living's YouTube channel. Of course, watch all the channels, and you have to leave a thoughtful original comment on each to be considered for the live giveaway during the live finale on Big Valley Living. Snarky comments, trolls, we're probably going to delete your comment, which means you won't end up in the giveaway. So that's just how that goes. Only residents of the United States will be eligible for prizes. So September 7th, we did Intro to Prepping. We talked about the Rule 3s. September 14th, we did Building a Survival Bucket. And now here, it's September 21st. We're talking about water filtration. So we're going to have one more video for you next week. I'm not going to give away what it's about. Hopefully you'll come check it out. As far as the YouTube channel goes, we got a lot of new subscribers lately, a lot of comments, and we do appreciate that. Something we've been asking people is, just check in, right? Check in, let us know where you're watching from, right? It's kind of nice to see where the viewers are, kind of see where our community is, our subscribers, right? So if you see the video, check in, let us know where you're at, where you're coming in from. So talking about water, getting back to the subject, I went off topic there a little bit. You need water, right? You need water to survive. You probably already knew that. You pretty much need water every day. We talked about the Rule 3s. You're really not going to survive much more than 3 days without water. You kind of need water every day, right? Now, the CDC guideline in terms of preparedness is 1 gallon of water per day. Some people say double that to 2, and it certainly doesn't hurt. Double it to, double it again to 4, right? But 1 gallon per water per day is what they recommend in terms of a minimum. Now, if you have pets, if you have dogs, we've got a lot of dogs, they'd need 1 ounce of water per pound of dog per day. And remember, it's 128 ounces per gallon. So 120-pound dog needs 120 ounces of water, which is about 1 gallon a day as well. So when you're looking at your water storage, and we're going to talk a lot here about water purification, water filtration, water storage, gallon per day, you got 10 gallons of water, that's 10 days worth of water. If you've got 2 people, you have 4 people, that cuts it down, right? It's a lot of water, and it's hard to store meaningful amounts of water. We've got a pool. We have a large pool outside. It's about 30,000 gallons of water. We could use that and filter that, right? And we'll talk a little bit about water collection and different ways you can collect and store water. But water takes up a lot of space, so it is hard to store that much water. We're going to get into boiling water as an alternative to purification, filtration, all those kind of things. If you're boiling water, CDC recommends boiling water at a rolling boil for 1 minute. Right, it has to be a rolling boil for 1 minute below 6,562 feet. If you're at a higher elevation, it says 3 minutes. So rolling boil, then allowed to cool. So wanted to get that out of the way, talk a little bit about boiling water. So I got a lot of stuff here that I kind of want to walk through. First thing we'll show you is Prepper Water Survival Bible. It's actually a great book. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to treat water, how to store water, they've got things like water collection, conservation of water. It's a great book. Was not too expensive, rainwater collection, all those kind of things. Great book to have, I think, if you're a prepper, if you're just want to get a little more information out there. Prepper's Water Survival Guide, and this is by Max Waterman. Last name's Waterman, wrote the water book. Waterman, great book. So I want to throw that out there. So let's start with the obvious, which is the water you've got, right? Stored water, whether it's a little water bottle, whether it's the gallon jugs, you got the 5-gallon jugs, you can get the 50-gallon barrels, whatever it is, stored water, right? Hopefully you have some water stored. All the filtration in the world doesn't help if you don't have water to start with, right? You need the water. So stored water is good. From what I've found doing the math, and it, it really depends on pricing, is just your basic cheapo water bottles are about as cheap as you get, right? It really is. And do the math, but when you get them on sale, just basic cheap water bottles, it's your best price per gallon. On the other side, if you want to get the most expensive way to buy water, I got a pack of these, emergency drinking water. This is a 1/8 of a quart, so this is 4 ounces. I'm not doing prices. I'm not doing prices on all this stuff as we go through. You can certainly look up the prices, but Daytrex, or you get your water bottle, right? So all the stuff I'm going to show you, this is about the cheapest option. However, you can only have so much water stored up. So at some point, you're going to have to go out in the world, whether you're drinking out of your swimming pool, or you're drinking out of a creek, or a lake, or a river, a rainwater collection system. The moment you no longer have nice, clean, stored water is where you need all the rest of this stuff. And maybe you don't need all this stuff. I'm second generation prepper. It's kind of my jam. I got too much stuff here. So purified water, right? We got that out of the way. The next thing in stored water is just, this is an Aquapod. We got a couple of these Aquapod emergency water storage. It says holds over 65 gallons, which they say is 2 weeks for a family of 4. So these go in your bathtub. They're probably single use, I think. Yeah, it says one time. The reason I say single use is if you fill it up with water and you drain the water out, you're never really going to get all the water out. You could have mold and kind of stuff. So it's sold as single use, not super expensive, but in terms of cost per gallon, holds 65 gallons of water. This is a pretty affordable option. Now, in order to use this, you have to have running water, right? So we got a couple of these. We got one for each bathtub. And if there's an emergency situation, if you know there could be a situation where water's going to stop flowing, you can run around, throw one of these in each, and the bathtub fills it up. 65 gallons of water. That's a fair amount of water. And I said these are not super expensive, so these are not a bad option. Should have each one. There's different brands that do them. Red Cross has them. This is Aquapod. Got a couple more over there. So your quick water storage. There's an emergency. You know, obviously buckets. We met a guy at Walmart that had an entire shopping cart full of buckets stacked up. He said he was going home filling them up with water. So obviously he had some concern that we could be water shortage type situation. Certainly you can put them in buckets, put them in pots and pans or whatever you got, right? If there's that type of a situation, you're topping everything up, right? First thing you want to do is collect your water. So I have a couple different types of filtration here. We got the Berkey. I'll talk a little bit about the Berkey. This once was the gold standard of water filtration, water purification. They hit some legal issues. They got sued a couple times, and then they got shut down by the EPA. Now that's what I read. You could call it my opinion. It's just my understanding from what I read. There's a couple different kinds of Berkey filters. There's the black Berkey filters. You can still buy them on Amazon. It's about $350 I found for a set of the 2 filters. So my understanding of what happened to Berkey is that silver in the black Berkey filter cartridges, right? That's what I read. That was my understanding. Silver's an antimicrobial, kills fungus. It can kill some viruses. It's not a bad thing to have, in my opinion, right? You want those capabilities. You want the antimicrobial. You want all that stuff. The EPA has silver listed as a pesticide. So the EPA came in and said, hey guys, you got pesticide in your water filters. That's not going to work, right? That's the short version. That's my understanding. Still excellent products in my opinion. It's there. It's out there. Now you can get other, there's a lot of competitive products. There's other filters you can use in your Berkey, so you don't have to throw your Berkey away. The advantage of the Berkey, I'll call this a gravity filter. So of all of them, this we'll call as a gravity filter, lazy man filter. You fill up the top with water, and the gravity runs it through the filters, and you bring it out the bottom, right? So if you've got your external non-potable water source, right? You want to filter it, whether you collected rainwater, whether it's a creek, stream, you got out of the swimming pool, whatever it is, you would pour it in the top, and then you take the clean water out of the bottom, right? Certainly not promising everything's perfect to drink, but that's the idea. That's the idea behind the Berkey. So really cool filter. I always said it was a gold standard. Next thing I have for you is the Itiel. This is pretty cool. This is an electric reverse osmosis water filter. So it has a hybrid filter, has a reverse osmosis filter, has a built-in battery, 2 filter cartridges. It's really powerful, right? It's a really cool filter. I like it. So it is an option, right? So you've got your kind of classic gravity fed, pour water on the top, clean water comes out. This, you've got a hose on each side. Electric does reverse osmosis. So it is another option to think about in terms of water filtration. Gravity, electric, right? So there's a couple of other things. Obviously I haven't shown you everything here. You've got water filter bottles, kind of like these. This one's ETA. This one's Life Straw. The Life Straw says it does, I think it is 1,000 gallons. I don't know the gallons on this one, but I know Life Straw, pretty sure says it'll do 1,000 gallons. And if you look at a gallon per day, so that's 1,000 days. That's more than 2 years, right? More than 2 years worth of water. I'm not seeing, oh no, this one says 500. I thought it did 1,000, but that's still more than more than 1 year worth of water for you. So squeezy bottles, said it's convenient. You scoop the water in and then you can drink it as you go. Same thing here, ETA squeezy bottle. It's got a filter built into the bottle. Those are good on the go. You've got some of your classic kind of personal water filters. So you've got the Red Cross does one. This says it does 1,000 gallons. You've got your Sawyer Mini. Sawyer Mini is interesting. I'm pretty sure on the package it says it does 100,000 gallons. So if that's a lot of years, right? If this does 1,000 gallons, this does 100,000 gallons. It's obviously 100 times more filtration life expectancy, right? And obviously there's a certain amount of maintenance that has to go into it, but 100,000 gallons would last you a long time, right? So personal filters, always good to have. The little straws that clean water, drink it through here, drink it through here. So straws, similar, right? Similar to the, say, the Life Straw squeeze bottle, but you've got your personal straws. Generally, these are not super expensive. They are more expensive than they used to be. I think they used to be, you get them like 10 bucks. Now they're probably close to $15, $20, but the little personal water filter is not a bad idea to have. Along with the squeezy bottle water filters. This is kind of cool. I did a lot of camping, backpacking back in the day. And this is a pump, right? So you've got 2 hoses that go in, 1 on each side, and you actually pump it. And this will, see, it's a little bit old, but you pump it to filter the water through it. So hand pump system, pure, is an option as well. Another personal kind of camping water filter. This is going to take work, right, compared to, say, gravity fed or electrical. This takes a little work to pump the water through it. So I think I hit all my water filters here. We've been watching a lot of Grunt Proof lately. Still learning his videos. Just started recently following his channel. He always recommends just a military style canteen with the chemical treatment, right? So a lot of the tap water is chemically treated. So you can do the little chemical treatment tablets. You can do your canteen. And it's interesting, the little pouch on the canteen has got a pocket to actually put your pack of chemical treatment in it, right? So that is an option. Now, I mean, you're not going to live for years off one of these little packs, but in terms of camping, hiking, anything like that, you're doing outdoors, you could carry this quick and easy with your canteen, your chemical treatment pack in it. You'd probably want to pre-filter the water, but it's certainly an option, right? Just a basic canteen, some chemical filtration tablets. So we hit the Berkey, we hit the water bags, we hit the various kind of personal filters. Let's talk about boiling. We told you times on boiling. Basically, you want to get the water to a rolling boil and then leave it for a minute. If you're below about 7,000 feet, 6,000, I think it was 6,800 feet. After that, you want to go 3 minutes. I like these bottles. I've shown them before. This is Triple Tree. This is a single-walled stainless, so it's a regular water bottle. Because it's single-walled, you could boil water directly in the water bottle. Or you get a little teapot, right? This is like a little camping teapot. Any kind of teapot would work. Capture your water, boil it. Once again, 1 minute rolling boil. So a couple other options we're going to kind of jump into here on water. I got 2 items left. You can get water backpacks, right? So you call it a camelback. This isn't a camelback. It's a backpack with a water bladder in it, and then there's a hose, right? So you fill it up with water, carry it on your back, and you've got your hose of water. So this is certainly an option. They come in a lot of different shapes and sizes on the water backpacks, whether it's a backpack by itself or whether it fits into an existing backpack. You can get replacement water bladders that go inside. But if you're going to spend time outdoors, if you're walking around a lot, hiking, whatnot, something like that's not a bad idea. And then the last one I think I have here that I want to show you guys is more of your water jugs, right? Your outdoor, this calls it outdoor water bucket, but your water jugs. You can get these at Walmart. There is an advantage, you know, it holds a fair amount of water. This says 12 liters of water. It's perhaps easier to stack and carry, so they have different sizes. There is an advantage to this. I've found more expensive than just buying the water bottles, so the empty water jug is generally going to be more expensive than buying just bottles of water, and you still got to put water in it. But that is an option. So want to get into that, just show you a few of the products that were out there, a few things you might be interested in, but you certainly do need water. I would recommend the book. I think a lot of people are going to say Sawyer over Life Straw. Once again, Sawyer claims to do 100,000 gallons. Life Straw is usually 1,000. This one was 500 gallons. This one was 1,000 gallons, but this one says 100,000. So that's on them, not me. I'm not saying it does that. So as always, hope that helps out. So I want to jump back in before we wrap up, talk about the collab again. 30 Days of Preparedness 2024. That's hashtagged, sponsored by Avid Armor. You get your 10% discount through Avid Armor, and there is the giveaway on Big Valley Living's YouTube channel. And of course, we do want to thank Big Valley Living for inviting us to the collaboration. So I hope that helps out. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.